Hopefully that's pre-recorded because that sucks. Anyway, well, I guess we're live now.
And just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Yeah, we're going with it. Welcome to the 10th annual Pistons Over Under hosted by JD from JD Sports on Twitter. That's my guy right here. Just thought we were live and we weren't, so we apologize for that. But we are back now. We went through like a little, I guess, everyone introducing themselves. But hopefully you guys just follow along through here on out because kind of F that one up.
All right. Oh, nice. We got messages. I was like, that's not a category. That would be a definite under. But I like the enthusiasm.
Pistons NBA championships in 21.
So, okay, everybody can hear me. I can't hear Keith and Nick, so that would be good to correct if possible. But let's just start off. Okay, so if anybody has an impression, I'm gonna present a category. I want to get impressions from everybody that on our panel, and then I'll tell you what the line is. And then if you want to respond to that, you can go do that, or we can move on to the next category. So the first category, number 1, regular season wins. Who's feeling that?
29. I like 29. I'd love to sit here and be like 39 or 40 or 41 or something like that. We're talking about a play-in, but like, you know, I watched that summer league team, you know, and I watched this in the preseason a little bit too. So I feel like if you can get out of there with 30 wins, like that's pretty good. I don't think they're going to be bottom of the barrel. I think it'll be like last year where there's like a lot of competitive losses and they're really fun. But ultimately the plan this year is still to lose. So 29, I feel good about 29.
Yeah, I think that is such a good number because a lot of it's going to depend on health. A lot of it's going to depend on development. I think if the team stays healthy, and I'm just going to assume that they're going to stay relatively healthy, I think like I'm splitting hairs, but I could go 31, 32 wins. Yeah. I mean, look, they could win more. I think they could compete for a play-in in a perfect scenario. Mm-hmm. But, you know, regardless, I'm feeling just a little bit on the over on this.
Okay. I like that. I mean, I don't know if this applies to you guys, but about 4 months ago, like when we won the lottery, I was feeling so much more optimistic about their win total because they were in so many games last year. But now my enthusiasm has been curbed. But Vegas is putting it at 24.5, so at least compared to them, I'm a little more optimistic. So without further ado, question number 2. Triple doubles for Cade. And hold off on that until they chime in.
I'm going to say 3. I don't even believe that. I think it's going to be lower, but I'm going to say 3. No, I like 3. I like 3. I might be low. 3. My guess is 3.
Now, I'm usually the numbers guy, so I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't know this, but what is the Pistons record for triple doubles for a rookie? I mean, have there been – I can't remember if Grant Hill had one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure maybe he had one, but like that's tough to do for a rookie, especially Cade, who they're not planning on, you know, heavy usage, or at least early on in the season.
Yeah.
Look, I think he's going to get 2. I think my bet is he's going to start off maybe slower than people would like, but once he gets up to speed, I think he'll have a couple after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
All right. And Easy, are you able to put up the graphic?
Yeah, give me 1 second. For some audio stuff right now.
Okay. Well, my line.
Oh.
1.5.
Ooh.
It's a good line.
It is. That's tough.
And he did not have any triple doubles. His high was 8 assists at Oklahoma State. However, they didn't have a lot of shooters.
His teammates were bad. So
yeah.
I mean.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the line.
For me, that's an easy over. I feel very good about that over.
Awesome. Any of you guys want to chime in on that?
I think it's over as well. For Killian Hayes,
You're
triple
muted.
doubles.
You're muted.
Oh, you want to mute yours so it doesn't
No,
echo?
we can hear
Okay,
him.
okay,
It sounds
cool.
good.
Yeah,
all right.
It's fine.
I don't want to echo too much.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. No, that's over all day. I think the way we
Yeah.
saw Cade knocking down threes in Summer League, and you obviously got Sadiq too, Kelly Olynyk. I think it's an easy over. This was getting around like seven assists last year.
You said it's for Cade or Kelly?
It's Cade.
Oh, for Cade.
Cade coming in?
Oh yeah, he'll get at least 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Sadiq Bey. How many threes is he going to make this season? And he made 175 in the shortened season last year.
That's the record. Rookie record?
Sorry?
Was that the rookie record or something for 3?
That was at least the Pistons record.
Yeah. What was you said? 176? Is that what the number?
175 last year.
175.
Yep.
I just feel like 200 is super ambitious, and like to even say that, I would say it might be around the same. I would say probably about 175, just because I think what we've already seen in these first 2 preseason games is that that's not going to be his entire offensive game this year, right? So I think that when he is attacking the basket, which is bananas to see from him, I think that we are going to see less volume because of how versatile he's going to become. So I think because of that, I may go down to like 150 still feels low again, because you're right. It was a shortened season. So yeah, I'd say
less than 2 a game.
Right. 190. I don't know. I don't know. This one's hard.
Okay. Keith, you got any feeling?
The irony, see, all right. Something that's kind of embarrassing in Pistons history that I do actually know. The single season team record for 3-pointers in a season, 191 by Allen Houston way back 25 years ago in 1996.
So that was with the shorter line too.
Yeah. So all right. Well, Nick does have a point that Sadiq Bey is going to be doing a lot more of his own shot creating, which means fewer threes. I think you're going to see a little bit of that come back once Cade starts doing the creating, and you're going to see Sadiq Bey take. I think you will see him break that team record. Maybe not by a lot, but I'm bullish on Sadiq Bey's numbers this year, so I'm going to go the over.
Okay, but we don't have the line yet.
Yeah, I know, but it's
whatever it is, it's over.
I know you haven't put the number out there, but I'm gonna go with he's gonna set the team record for 3-pointers in a season, 192.
Okay, are you able to put up the number? I went big with the line.
Ooh, Keith,
That's
one's tough now.
That's
Wait. You predicted him to shatter the team record by 60?
I don't think it's out of the question. I don't think that's crazy, is the thing.
I don't think it's insane. It's possible, but yeah, you know what? I take it back. You got me, JD. I'm going under.
Okay.
All right, but just be honest. Did you not edit that at the last second, or was that really your?
No. Okay. Boom.
That's
I edited it before I left to drive out to Madison Heights, but no, it's been there for a little while. I was thinking, 3 a game seems kind of reasonable in this league, with a little sprinkle on top, getting to 250. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to take the over, but I thought that was the line I came up with. Spent at least 3 minutes figuring that out. All right.
I would have gone as high as 200, but no, you got me.
All right. Well,
I'm going under.
We'll see.
I'm going
under. Yeah, everybody.
I'm going with the under. But
Everybody's under. Okay.
It'll be fun to see.
Whoever's in the contest, and the link is on Twitter.
The link's in the description of this video as well.
Oh, boom. Link in the description too. So anybody that enters the contest, you have up until tip-off next Wednesday, not tomorrow, but next Wednesday when they play the Bulls, to change your mind. Who knows? Maybe one of the last preseason games he'll hit like 7 or 8 and you'll say, JD was on something. With that 250.
Right.
All right, moving on.
Long drive got you tripping.
Number 4, maybe not as controversial. We'll see. Double doubles for Beef Stew. He had 8 last year.
Oh wow. Oh.
that's not the line.
Keep going, push one side.
Thoughts?
I'm going to say, because we're under the assumption that he's probably going to be starting on opening night. And because of that, I think 20 at least. I think he'll get at least 20 because I think what he and Luka Garza are so good at are just like they're just always in the right spots for these rebounds. Like it's kind of it's baffling how like they are just always in like where they're always where they need to be, and like on offense and on defense around the rim. So maybe some of these double doubles come with blocks. You know, I'm kidding because I'm no shot. He's getting 10 blocks in a game, but you know what I mean. I think 20 at least.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go a bit higher because he's the only big man on the team that actually rebounds at an above average level. So he's going to get a lot simply because he's the only one to get them. So I'm going to go 33.
Woo!
You're doing to this category what I was doing to Sadiq's 3-pointers.
He'll have a lot of like 10-10 games.
All right. The line that I put. Oh, sorry.
I would say round number 30. I think the presence of Ben Wallace is really going to be helpful for him this season. Just learning positioning and learning how to
That's a good point.
go get it. Yeah, just having been around and just picking his brain, I think is really going to help him this year. So I'll say about 30.
All right.
As an undersized guy too.
So I went 15.5 as the line. Yeah. Okay. Wait. It's
Definitely
double.
over.
It's double last year.
Over.
We don't know for sure he's going to start. Bet that over. Okay. Number 5. The number of Pistons who score 20 or more points in a game. Now, last year, I put down in my little notes at least 11 Pistons did that last year, and I forgot about Dennis Smith Jr. because he was only there for like.
Oh, so this isn't how many at the end of the season average it? It's
No.
Gotcha.
In a game, just in a game. Like almost everybody on the team last year had one 20-point game, which blew me away. So, what about this year? Is the rotation going to be tighter? Are there going to be fewer trades, which result in opportunities? So, I mean, we had like, Duran, he had a game, then Corey had a game, and guys that got traded. And
Hamadou had like 30 at one point. Like some dudes just it just happens. So I think because of how I don't think this year is going to be weird in terms of roster turnover. I think the only guy who even kind of stands to maybe be traded is Josh, and I don't even believe that that's going to happen, right? So I think it's pretty much going to be the same roster all year. So I'm going to say like 10. Like what you said, it was 11 last year, and there
were more than 11. So it was at least
more than
at
11.
least 12.
Gotcha. I don't know. I think this roster just kind of is what it is. Like I don't see Luka going for 20. I don't think Jamarco Pickett's going to come up and give someone 20. I know for a damn fact Chris Smith's not going to do that. So at 10, I'm going to say 10.
I had similar number in my mind. I had 9. Look, I think we're splitting hairs again, but. No, I think a lot of it's gonna come down to how successful the season is, because if you do better, chances are you're gonna stay healthier. Chances are you're not gonna have as many tank games at the end of the season where you're playing guys off the street. That's fewer opportunities for more people to score 20. So I can't. I already bet the over on the win total, so I can't really be bullish on the number of guys scoring 20 because I think the rotation is going to be shorter this season. So I'm going to say 9.
All right, and just a segue, since you brought up guys off the street, I'm just curious, Nicholas, how many points did you score in your drive?
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
We do shoot around, and I'm getting my shots up, and I'm feeling good. I'm doing my thing where I hit the floaters in the lane, and like I look nice. Okay, I've been warming up for like 45 minutes, and I was like, yeah. Okay, we go into some 2v3 drills. I bricked a shot and almost got dunked on. and then we do 3-man weave, so no scoring there. Well, the layups, but and then they pull us into fives. All right, so we're doing 5 runs, and here's what the problem was. The floor, the court that I was playing on, and you guys have all seen pictures of the Pistons practice facility. You guys know what it looks like. There are 2 courts. We were on the one that Troy and Casey were on. Okay, so Casey and Troy are like watching my like run, and in my head I'm just like, don't airball, right? Like as long as you don't airball, like you're good. I only got 1 shot off. It was from the corner, catch and shoot. It looked good, and if it went down, I was tearing that gym apart. And like I was gonna because like Rod Beard was sitting on the sideline and he was kind of doing that to me the whole time. And I was full blown gonna snap. It rimmed out, it bricked. It is what it is. I didn't score, but nobody scored on me. Dudes were hunting me in the post, trying to back me down because I'm small, and everyone there was like 6'5", 260. Nobody scored on me. I fouled a lot of people, but it didn't get called. And I had 3 turnovers, and I got called for a walk once, which was a terrible walk. It is on film. I have sent it to a lot of people. It was a terrible call. It is what it is. But I did not score in my G League tryout. No.
Okay.
Were the real hoopers like pissed you were there?
Wait. He is a real hooper.
Yeah, come on. What do you mean? No. Like the dudes that were there who had like hoop dreams, like that's what they do, Because I'd say there were a surprising amount of people that were there that knew who I was, so they knew it was just for like a PR stunt, And everybody, like the people who knew, were like super cool with that. Apparently, even Casey knew that, which made me feel a lot of things because there were some guys who were definitely like, why is this guy here? Like, why did you pay money to do this? And in my head, I'm like, I didn't. They asked me to do this. Like, I don't want to. Like, I'm scared too. All right. Like, I know what I'm doing out here. There were dudes who would come up to me and they're like, hey man, like you're doing a good job. I was like, don't lie. You don't have to lie. I'm here. You know what I mean? So there were definitely dudes that were like looking at me kind of funny, but somehow I wasn't the worst one there. So that felt good. The worst part?
Very nice.
This is the last thing I'll say. We can move on, but. The one thing that bothered me was the guy who came up to me. We're at shoot around. He comes up, and he's like, love all the videos and stuff. I was like, thank you, man. Like, I appreciate that. And then when we're doing 5s, he's on the opposite team, right? And so I'm like, cool. I'm gonna pick this guy up because he's not gonna turn up on me. Like, I'm like, he's not gonna do that because he likes me. He starts backing me down. He's doing the thing. He's calling for the ball, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? And so he starts posting me up, and I'm fighting for my life. I'm giving him the forearm, and then he ended up passing it off. And then later he tried to hit a hook on me, and of course it bricked because I'm a powerhouse. But yeah, that guy pissed me off because I was like, I thought we were cool. Like, what was this? So yeah, it was cool though.
So that's great.
Yeah, I know you had the best jersey number though.
Man,
What was it?
man, it was 69.
I was gonna assume, but I didn't want to be there.
Well, that's the thing. So so here's what happened. Again, I don't mean to derail this, and so they reach out to me like 4 hours before the tryout, and they're like, hey, do you want to come do this? And I was like, oh. They're like, you can film and do whatever you want. And I was like, yeah, well, of course. It was right in between me being back in Michigan and moving to LA. So it was perfect timing. And I get there, and we like cut the line, and I got to be in the gym. It was like literally just me shooting around. And the whole time I was in there, I was like, Cade Cunningham is like, he shoots here. Like, this is his gym. I was losing my mind. And Dylan, great dude, he's their PR guy. He's like, I'm going to go grab a jersey for you. I'll be right back. And I was like, cool. And he walks, and he comes back in the gym, and he hands it to me, and I look at it, and I started laughing, but in my head, I was like, really? And I was like, I know that this is like a meme that I'm even here, but like, you know what I mean? And he's like, no, like it was an accident. Like I just randomly grabbed one. I was like, man, whatever. So people were mad at me for wearing 69. And I was like, it wasn't my choice. It wasn't my fault. Sorry. But it was a good jersey number. Yeah, for sure.
Men are pegs.
All right.
Were you the only 2-digit number there?
No, brother, there were 3-digit number guys.
That's what I'm saying. Were you the only one that was 2 digits?
Oh, gotcha. No. There were 50s and 60s and 70s. And all that. Yeah, there was a bunch of them. Yeah.
Right. Oh man. Yeah, that was a sidetrack, but it was well worth it. So A reminder to anybody in the contest, the question was how many Pistons will score 20 or more in a game? And you can post the line now, easy. Okay. So
Over.
You guys went with the over without seeing the line. Got a little faith in the rotation that there will be a bunch of guys getting in and getting theirs. So, next question. 10 or more assist games for Killian. He only had one last year, but he didn't play. He played like what, 25% of the season.
Yeah. 10 assists. So here's the thing: as somebody who's on who's fired up the propaganda for him winning Most Improved, there's some give and take that comes with being a Killian stan, and that is sometimes you watch him and you have to realize that he's doing a whole lot of nothing. And then sometimes, which was most of the time last year when he was actually playing, he's a very good defender and he's a very decisive passer. That's what we love about him. I would say in terms of at least 10 assists in a game, I think he's going to do that. Not a lot. I mean, sub 20, I'll say 15 times. I think he'll be effective, but 10 it's a hard number to achieve when you have guys who can't score. So,
and Troy, thanks for chiming in. Troy says 8.
Good number.
And we had Sports Gym popped in too. You want to weigh in on this?
Hey, you come hop in one of these.
Yeah. Bill Lambier, possible. Get cozy. Did you hear the question?
Wait, hold on. First of all, you got to show the jersey first.
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Oh, shit. Is that what's going on?
He wants to know 10 more.
How many times do you think that's going to happen this year? Kenny and Hayes.
15.
15? Okay.
No.
I'm shooting blind.
I want to be foolish, but I'm going to say like 6, like 5 or 6. I think he's going to have some games where he's getting to 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
But that 10 mark, that can be an elusive mark sometimes.
Yeah. Keith, you
I'm going to go with 8. Look, the idea is that he's going to be the lead point guard, at least to start the season. He's going to be the setup guy, but I think the issue is with his numbers, he's going to get a lot of hockey assists because he's going to be the guy setting up the setup guy, which is going to be the actual playmaker we're all expecting to be is Cade. And his goal is basically to get the ball to the guys that are actually going to make the plays. So I think there's going to be a little bit of training wheels on him, even as the starting point guard. It's definitely going to be under 10. I think I'm going to go 8.
and Everything King agrees with you. You can post my line unless you got.
I took it off. Just had the question up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My line is 4.5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Over then.
You a hater, dog.
Kind of where I was at.
Hating
I
ass.
think he's going to get a lot of 8, 9 assist games. The hockey assists, I think that's going to play a big factor. Hopefully he goes on.
A little echo going. All right. Okay. So I've stunned everybody with that one.
I'd be disappointed if he stays healthy and doesn't at least hit that number.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's over on that.
Yeah.
I'm not divulging my own opinion. My opinion doesn't matter here. Number 7. And this I got to give props. I think it was Lou in the Pistons forum that suggested this category. So, and I think it's beautiful. Dunks for Blake versus Detroit. It's such a hot topic.
Those are 2 hating ass questions back to back.
I don't listen, JD. You're an amazing guy. I love you. Great dude. Can I say I don't care? Can I say I don't care? I don't care. I don't care. I love him. I still like Blake. If he dunks, cool. It'll probably be awesome. It'll be cool.
I wasn't suggesting you get emotional about any of the number one way or the other.
The Blake rhetoric just annoys me. I don't know. What Blake over under is probably gonna be like 1.5. I'm gonna say over because he's gonna pimp Detroit in some way when he comes back. So 2, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, like if we were some random NBA team and you asked that question, I would say a 1 or 2. Here's the problem: is that he's going to go into these games cognizant of the fact that he got ripped for not dunking in Detroit, and people reacted negatively to him after he left. So I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to get like 3 or 4.
100.
Yeah, he's going to, if he can. Yes, he will try to go off the glass. Just to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a number on that for last year?
I think he did it twice. I don't think it was anything insane. I mean, they only played a couple times after the trade, so.
I think you'll get 2.
2 is sure 2.
Realistically.
Okay. Well, I went a little higher with 3.5.
I'll go under. I feel good with under on that. Because he might not. Because there's a chance maybe he's hurt and doesn't even get to play us this year. You know what I mean? Right. So I'll go with the under.
Yep, could happen. All right, and next, highest. Oh god, yeah. I guess I did stack a bunch of like.
You did stack the hate. Yeah, you decided to piss everyone
I don't know. Okay, so highest single game point total. This was another suggestion. Highest single game point total for a former Piston versus the Pistons.
I just want to say this maybe is the most creative over-under that I've seen you do. I like this one.
Okay.
I like this one.
I can see, but it wasn't even me. I can't even pat myself
it's a good one.
I didn't see it, but I approved it.
You green lit it, so you get the credit. 36. I'm just trying to think. Like I can think of future Pistons who I think are going to give us buckets. like I think Jaylen Brown's going to give us some buckets before he comes to Detroit. But
Jaylen Brown, future Piston,
confirmed. I don't know because I just can't think. Keith, who am I forgetting? Why can't I think of any good former Pistons?
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton.
Yeah, he counts.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Counts.
36. I'm gonna say 36.
Keith?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking up. What was Chris Middleton's high against the Pistons last year? Well, look, the problem is that the Bucks slaughter the Pistons so effortlessly that he doesn't really play the whole. Yeah, like he doesn't have to do a whole lot. His high against the Pistons last year was, believe it or not, just 23 points.
How about Christian Wood?
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Another possibility.
That's a good one.
I am not as high on Christian Wood this year as I was last year because he's got a couple of guards that want to score 50 points each. I don't know that he's going to get the touches he got last year.
That's a good point.
I could see maybe Andre on a Joel Embiid rest day having like a out of body experience, but no, he sucked against the Pistons last year too.
Not on Isaiah. Not on Isaiah. Hell no.
Everything King's hammering at home.
So I think it's gonna come down to, does Chris Middleton go off on us this year or not? I'm gonna say, you know what? As a compliment to the Pistons, I'm gonna say they're gonna be competitive against the Bucks in at least one game where they're gonna force Chris Middleton to actually try. So I'm gonna say.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Nah, I do gotta give some credence to the Drummond thing, man. Like I don't think he's as great as I once thought, but that Pistons interior, their lack of rebounding, their lack of interior defense on both, and they're rebounding on both sides of the court. I think that could set up for just one crazy Drummond 30-20 night. I could see something like that against the Pistons. I could see it.
I'm gonna go with Middleton, or no, I'm going with Christian Wood. Christian Wood could drop a 30 burger. I can see that.
All right, and it's. That is, you get style points if you name the guy, but the line is 30.5, and you just have to pick over or under. Over, under. It's a hard
over. I'm not thrilled about this line, but I'm going to say over.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ouch.
What was the amount?
Oh man, I did it again.
35.
35.
Although maybe some people could say this as a positive. Pistons traded.
Oh,
Now you were talking before we got on.
Yeah, I think the line should be like half, and then I'd maybe do the over there. If it's like 1.5, I'm gonna say under. Like I think. Well, let me ask you this: does it count? Let's say we trade for somebody and then immediately waive him. Does that count as a player or not? No, I'm sorry. How do I articulate this? If somebody gets if we get somebody and then reroute them, does that count as somebody who we traded? They have to play one game for us. I feel like.
Yeah.
Then yes.
Okay.
I would say yes. But if it's in the same transaction,
the Rashid Hawks clause.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So
Rashid counts as a Hawk.
I think
legendary Hawk.
I think Josh is the only guy who might get traded if he plays really well because he's an expiring deal. But even then, like I don't really think that there's really reason to because of I don't know. If you want value for him and don't plan on bringing him back and he's playing well enough to get a couple seconds for him, or I say a couple. It's Josh Jackson. 1 second for him, sure. One.
Okay. Anybody else have a strong opinion about
this?
Yeah.
The problem is I don't see anyone that Troy really is going to be in a hurry to move. But on the other hand, I don't think Troy can really help himself as it pertains. So, I mean, unless this team is just playing lights out near the trade deadline, I think he's going to feel that need to tinker with it. So I'm going to say he's going to trade between. I would put the line at 1.5 because I think he'll make one trade and it's either going to be a 1-person or 2-person type deal. So I'm going to just flipping a coin. I'm going to say he's going to trade 1 person.
Okay. Anyone else want to chime in?
I really don't see anybody being moved. I think for the first time he has everyone that he wants.
Everybody from the past is gone. The old regime is gone. Everybody that he is either drafted or traded for is here. So I think at least for this season, I don't think anyone gets moved. But if anyone would, I would agree it would be Josh.
Yeah.
And I did put the 1.5 because
there it is.
Because kind of what Keith said, I'm not sure that Troy can help himself.
I'll go under on that though.
Okay.
If anybody, I think it's going to be a lame deadline. People are going to want to do some weird trade like they always do because we're going to be tied to some weird player just for the sake of being tied. You know what I mean? And people are going to get excited and nothing's going to happen.
All right. And Troy, who just chimed in, kind of led me into the next thing, although we're not talking about trading Rodney McGruder. We're talking about incidents between Rodney McGruder and the Golden State Warriors.
Wonderful.
Either verbal or physical. If it comes out on Twitter, then maybe that's sort of a gray area right now. But.
Yeah. I'd like to say 1, but that was a tough few days for Pistons fans because what was our ammo? Were we about to defend Rodney McGruder? Is that how you guys were going to spend your time? Like, probably not. Yeah. Cool dude, great vet. But, I'm not.
He went on a run, though, after that.
Sure. But
at least a Magruder run.
Listen, yeah, right. Like, what does that constitute? What's the bar on the?
He was one of those 20-point scorers.
I just, I would hope for 1 for the sake of content as it pertains to my job, but as it pertains to my life as a Pistons fan, I would hope for 0. So I'm just interested to see what the line is.
All right. Now, I want to clarify something. By incident, say he gets into it with 2 people at one time. Does that count as 1 incident or 2?
If it's the same game,
that's 2.
Give us some credit. Wow.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking.
If it happens like 1 in the first quarter, different guy in the third quarter, those are 2 separate incidents.
It has to be 2 isolated incidents, not like 2. It's about the moment, not how many people are involved.
Okay.
Because if he fights the entire roster, are we saying he got into 13 incidents? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's how I would put it.
Yeah.
That would be something.
You do it.
I think there's a good chance there's
By
1.
incidents, it doesn't even have to be him like starting it all or even really giving into it. It can be 2 Warrior players or 1 Warrior player trying to start something with him.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
directly at him.
Directly at him. I think he might go. I think he might get 2.
Quick question: is the guy that he got into it
I think they have fun
with the Warriors still on the team?
Warriors.
I'm not sure about.
Yeah, it was Clay, wasn't it? Or no,
No, Clay was
technically,
commenting.
yeah,
Clay
right.
wasn't even playing.
Right. You're right.
It
You're right,
was
you're right.
some other similar position, like 13th man guy that he was beefing with.
Was it like Kent Bazemore or something? I don't remember.
No,
You're
it was like
yeah.
Torres something. Like,
Not sure.
Want something, he said?
yeah,
I think
Juan.
Juan Toscano Anderson?
Yes, that was his name.
Yes.
Oh, he's not a 13th man. Don't disparage Juan
He's-
Toscano Anderson. He's nice. He's nice. He's a bucket for sure.
It's a fun way to say it.
All right.
Okay.
So the
He's
line
still there,
is
right.
the line is
Okay.
0.5.
I hate this one.
Over.
It's Draymond Green.
Yeah, it's over.
Draymond's still there. Clay's
Yeah.
still there. Yeah,
They're gonna provoke him.
it could. It could.
Yeah.
That's why it's 0.5.
Over.
You know, the joke's on them because Klay Thompson said he'd be out of the league by now. So just being there means he wins.
True.
Exactly. All right. Next up.
I want that on a shirt. In the Warriors arena, just saying, just being here means I win. That's awesome.
So next up is 10 or more rebound games for Jeremy because he's kind of the one thing people poke at is his lack of rebounding. He does everything else.
I
Casey
think
even
that
said that's where his next step, his next development is
Yeah.
going to come is in rebounding.
yeah.
That's literally what he said. Rebounding is Jeremy's next step in his game.
I think with Jeremy last year,
3 games last year where he rebounded.
you see him
10.
defend on the perimeter so much. So I think that unless he's going to be getting 10 long rebounds a game, like he's doing a lot of both, right? He's defending on the interior and on the perimeter. So it'll be interesting to see now that we have like Cade, a guy who can also defend on the perimeter, in contrast to last year when we had so few of them who could do it at a competent level. This is tricky. I would like to say at least 5, right? I think he'll exceed it last year simply because we're playing more games. And I think 3 of like only having 3, not only was it a shortened season, Jeremy didn't play the last 2 or 3 weeks because Troy was like, we need to lose. Everybody get off the floor. So I think 5.
See, I'm going to say 5, but not nearly in that kind of a positive tone you just put it. Just as 5. Look, he's essentially a starting power forward, going to play 30 to 40 minutes on any given night, and we're banking on him having 10 rebound games in 82. Yeah, look, I love Jeremy Grant. I think he's proven all of us wrong as to his potential. It's just, the rebounding is just not a skill he has. He doesn't have the base for it. He's a little bit too skinny, even today's NBA, for a big forward inside. It's just not something he's good at, and I see it again in preseason this year. He's out of position. He goes for blocks a lot of times. I'm going to say, I'm with Nick. I'm going to say 5, but I can't put as rosy a spin on it.
You were begrudgingly I don't know, 5, and I was like, I think 5. I like 5 for Jeremy Grant.
I had that same number in my head. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a contrast.
Yeah.
Real quick, can I have Everything King join the stream?
I'm sorry?
Everything King wants to know if you join the stream.
Come on in, King.
Let's do it. Show me the link.
Okay. Well, we can keep on talking.
I think
Let's pause for King.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think since it is a point of interest, like Casey said, that's something that Jeremy is working at. I think we'll see him get one every 10 games. I think I'll go a little bit higher, maybe 7 or 8 games where he gets 10 rebounds if he's making it a point of interest. But yeah, he's not a fast twitch jumper. He's not that second leaper. He's not necessarily getting into the fray. And honestly, with as much as he hits the ground on the offensive end, sometimes I don't even know how much I want him in the fray, especially with the investment that Troy Weaver is saying that he wants to make in Jeremy Grant long term. So I think it'll be a little bit higher, a little bit better pace. But But again, like with Killian, I think we'll see games where he's getting the 6 or 7 rebounds. And for Jeremy Grant, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I would go 7 as well.
The only way the Pistons are going to survive is to rebound by committee. And because of that, I don't think there will be enough to go around for him to get 10 rebounds that many times. So I'll go 7. I think 10's a bit high.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
4.5. So you guys with the 5 are
that's a
just
great
like right on.
Yeah. Right in the sweet spot. That's an over.
Because now you're still putting me in a position where I need to say over. After I just talked all that shit.
All right. Next up. Okay, because I put this in because it just seems like, at least in the first 2 preseason games, and that's a very small sample size, and it's preseason, blah, blah, blah. However, I had to put it in because they were getting killed on the boards.
Yeah.
So next up is rebound differential per game. And this is the only kind of sad one. So I put this. Oh, I'm not telling you the line, but it's a little sad. I'll just put that in. So they were negative 1.6 last year.
Without going into it too much, because we kind of just did a little bit. -5. I don't think they're going to be that much worse than they were last year. So I'm just kind of arbitrarily throwing out a number. But if I'm just going off of you saying that it's sad, so I'm going to assume it's kind of like a whoa. -3. I'll go -3.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what was the league worst differential last year. That would help me a little bit. But yeah, I think it will definitely be worse than 1.6. I'm trying not to overreact to the 2 preseason games because I do think Cade will actually help a little bit on the glass, not tremendously, but they'll definitely be better as a rebounding team for having him in the game a lot. I'm going to say I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say 2.1, half a rebound worse than last year. Negative 2.1. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Right in that
Over,
zone.
right?
So yeah, over is worse. That was,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I put that note in. Yeah, I put negative 2.35.
Ooh.
So I guess I don't know his number. Obviously, when he was in Houston, he had great numbers as far as Kelly-O, but rebounding versus the presence of Plums, that was one thing that I thought he was pretty solid with. And I think they're going to miss that, even though they may be more balanced throughout the lineup as far as rebounding ability. So I put the line. I think it's going to be a little worse. Some people might think it's not going to be that bad. We'll see.
Over. I think over.
Over is worse, though. Over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
We're on the same page.
Okay. Very good. All right. Next category. Is this everything King?
We got King. We got King.
Welcome.
Evening, gentlemen. Evening.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So this is, I'll just say this is one of my goofy ones. Games where Lyles, Lee, and Livers are on the court together.
0. Trey Lyles can fuck off. I'm good on Trey Lyles. 0. Hopefully 0. I like Isaiah Livers. Even as a Michigan State fan, I really like Isaiah Livers. I hope he plays a lot. But I'm good on Trey Lyles. He could score 50 and I wouldn't be impressed. I'm good.
Are we talking the Crews or the Pistons?
Come on. All right. I do have at the top of the contest at the Detroit Pistons forum where anyone and everyone can enter. There is that caveat that all these are Pistons with the Pistons.
Right.
Pistons, not the Drive. So
I'm actually going to go with 2 because I look, I'm picturing them out of the playoffs in the last couple of weeks of the season at least, and I think Livers will be back and playing by then. So I think you're going to see Saban Lee. You're going to see Corey Joseph not playing again. You're going to see Saban Lee in there. So yeah, I think I'm going to say I would put the line at 2 because I think you're going to see those oddball lineups at the last 5 or 6 games of the season, and there's definitely potential those 3 could be on the court at the same time.
All right, and King, you're in. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat there.
Oh well, yeah, I definitely was going 1.5. 1.5. 1.5 just because of Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey tends to do weird things at times, so the Canadian connection just might be able to get out there on the court.
It's gonna be too much for him to
resist. In garbage time or just like he said in late parts of the season. So I say 1.5.
All right. Anyone else kind of on par with that?
I think there's going to be unfortunately some games that when we get to the fourth quarter, it's not going
to be competitive. Because of that, I think there are going to be some games where guys get in and just kind of garbage time, like King was mentioning. I think about 2.
And the end of the season, if they're out of the race, there may be those lineups that Casey puts out during the season that they may get like 5 games. So I can see it. I can see at least 1 or 2.
All right. I actually had it in that zone, and then I changed it. I made it 4.5.
I'm smashing that.
Smashing the under.
Under.
I just looked at like some of the random. I mean, Servetus got in there last year. Like, everybody that wore a Pistons uniform played a chunk of games last year.
Yeah, no, I'll puke on camera if the over hits. I'm good.
Just to be 100% clear, this question is at the same time, right?
At the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see George Blaha have to go with Lyles Lee Livers, saying that transitioning between those. That's why I put it in there.
Windmill.
Next one. Games where Garza hits 2 or more threes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Garzilla.
Ooh.
And he hit 44 last season at Iowa.
Yeah. I don't want to disparage the son of Frank Garza because he listens to everything and he reads everything, he sees and finds everything. So I don't want to say anything mean about Luka, but I don't know. I think that you just have to look at the end of the season. You have to look at the final month and a half. This is I feel like what always comes back to. What keeps swaying these numbers is taking into account the garbage games that we're going to be playing at the end of the year. So I would say 2 or more. I would say 5 seems low because he's not on a 2-way anymore. But 5, I don't. But probably more. But 5, I don't know.
Keith, you're nodding your head.
See, the range on this to me is just so huge.
Yeah,
because
the ceiling and the floor are just
Look, ideally everyone stays healthy. He's the 3rd string guy, and he plays 8 or 9 games at the end of the season. But if we got one injury to either Olynyk or Isaiah Stewart that takes them out for a long period of time, he could be playing in 30 or 40 games.
Yeah,
and if he's going to be, if he gets minutes, he's going to hit some 3-pointers. That's a given, no matter if he plays poorly or not. So, God, I mean, this line could be almost anything. I'm going to say, I'm assuming you're going conservative, so I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5. He's one of the most opportunistic players I've seen in a long time. He plays every minute of every game like it's a championship. So when he's in there, he's looking to prove himself, and I think when he's in there, he's going to take advantage. So I say 5.
All right. I went on the more conservative.
It's got to be over.
You saw it, 2.5.
It's got to be over.
Sports Gym is saying Garzilla's going to just kill it from.
Yeah.
All right. I hope he hits the over. That'd be a beautiful thing. And here's another one. Could be optimistic. Pistons All-Stars. That it's even a conversation.
I mean 0. I mean, I don't want to be like. I would look. Cade's not going to make it year one. It doesn't happen with rookies. Dude will have to average 30 and 10. Like, it's not going to happen. Jeremy's our best shot, and unfortunately, Julius Randle exists. And so if Julius Randle is healthy, then Jeremy's not going to get in. If Jeremy's able to do what he did last year up until the All-Star break, and then, God forbid, Julius Randle is hurt, I just feel like only one of them is allowed to be in, because to me, they're just so, you know what I mean? Like, so zero, respectfully, zero.
Agreed.
Yeah, so my recollection, we've had, I think, 2 rookies make the All-Star team like this century. LeBron famously did not make the All-Star team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cade Cunningham is out, and I love the pick, but he's out. So that leaves us with Jeremy Grant, and if the Pistons, I think, do better, because I think a lot of the reason that Randall made the All-Star team is because the Knicks were really good, comparative to what we thought they'd be. If the same thing happens to the Pistons, I think maybe Jeremy Grant could get that bump. But look, gun to my head, I don't think that's happening, so I'm going to say 0 All-Stars. It's just too remote a possibility.
Everybody on team 0?
Yep.
Yeah, I put it at
0.
0.5.
Yeah.
0.5.
Easiest under I've had yet.
Easiest line I've had. Now, another line and another question. We got more. We're only on number 16. I got 36.
Longest win streak.
Longest win streak, exactly. Last year, they did not win 3 in a row.
I was gonna say 3 might be where I'm like probably 3. Just for variety's sake, I'll say that. But our schedule, especially for the first month, is really tough. So it ain't gonna happen there. The NBA, as it is a really hard league to play in, and when you're a team that is compiled with guys who aren't even old enough to rent a car, it's really hard to win basketball games. So 3 probably.
Anyone else?
I'm going to go 5.
I'm definitely going 3 or 4.
Well, it's a much longer season than last year. I think you're going to get a lot of. I think they'll have a string of home games as they'll probably pull off, because it's a young team. That once they start to click, they'll have that extra energy when they're at LCA. Hopefully they'll have a lot more fans this year. So I'm going to say I think they're going to get hot relatively, win 5 in a row. Just a random 5-game win streak.
Is that what you said, King?
King, did you chime in on that?
It might be pros.
I'm definitely gonna go with 3 or 4. 3 or 4. I'm going with 3 or 4. Probably a little bit later in the season, after they, like I said, in the beginning of the season, tough schedule. They got to learn how to play with each other. A lot going on. Later in the season, maybe, if they try to make a push for a play-in position, if we're in that position in the first place, maybe I can see them get 3 wins in a row, 3 or 4 wins in a row. That's about it.
All right. I put the line at 2.5. So they would be achieving something they didn't reach last year, but it's not that big a hurdle to get over.
I think there's just Cade Cunningham and Jeremy Grant kind of hot streak away from getting 4 or 5 wins potentially. If like King said, if they have something to play for, I can see them getting there. But I'll take the over. I see them getting at least 3 wins, 3 wins in a row this year.
What about you, Deuce?
For the same reasons. I think Cade Cunningham is gonna, he's not gonna be savior, but he's gonna have a huge impact, and he's gonna get guys to want to play with him. I think that's gonna be important too. Just rejuvenation. I think that alone is gonna get us a couple in a row. So at what point in the season? I think maybe post All-Star, right? When playoffs are around the corner, and depending on where we are in the season, as far as the rankings, if we push for it, I can see it. So I go with 3 or 4.
All right. 5. 5.
Times Blaha refers to Corey Joseph as a pro's pro.
That is That's a Blaha-ism if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
You
I'm not even.
impersonation?
No.
Thank
I'm
you.
actually. I'm gonna defer to give my prediction because I don't know. I'm actually just curious to see what the line is. This is like the quintessential embodiment of a Keith question. As somebody who's listening to him, who's been listening to him his whole career. I mean, you of course would know this. This is for you.
Look, it's not. I don't know if this is like the quintessential Blaha, but he does say this quite a bit. And Corey Joseph is he's the most likely guy on the team to get it because he's the veteran, and Blaha is just going to default to that on most occasions to provide color commentary. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say he's going to call him a pros pro minimum 6 times.
Anyone else?
What's good down
Yeah, I'm gonna defer. I'm gonna defer to the historian here. I was thinking 10. He kind of is swaying me a little, but I could see it being 10. I think Corey Joseph is gonna be in there, be a stabilizing force, especially if Killian has some off nights, and we could hear George Blaha really start to gush because you need something for the TV broadcast, right?
All right, Deuce.
Yeah. I'm gonna defer to you guys as well. I could honestly hear it more than once a game, especially with Corey if he has a great game. Just preface with different things before and after. But that phrase is gonna be in there for sure. I would say I'm gonna go 8. I'll go 8.
Okay. Yeah, the line is 0.5.
Wow.
Oh,
Hello.
that's over. That's over.
That's a big over.
Yeah.
Can anyone do an impersonation though?
Not a good one.
Hey,
Oh. Go Sports Gym.
I'm going to take the under, but you're going to count that maybe in a foul too.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not.
All right. Okay. Next up,
0.5.
question number 18. 20, 10, and 5 games for Kelly O.
20, 10, and 5. I mean, look, people really enjoyed citing his numbers in Houston, talking about how efficient he was and how productive he was for them. What people have to understand about why Kelly Olynyk was so damn good in Houston, they were paying him to lose. Okay? The more volume that we got out of Kelly Olynyk, if I'm Raphael Stone and Kelly Olynyk wants to shoot on high volume and it's the Kelly Olynyk show, good. If he ends up playing well, fine. It's not going to matter because it's just him doing stuff anyways. So I don't think he's going to replicate that too much. It'd be quite cool if he did. But there's context to why he played so well. So how many of those are going to happen? 3, if that. I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to say 1.
Yeah,
I would put over under at like 1.5, and I would still probably bet the under because I think he will have one game, like most good 6 men, he'll have one game where he'll put up like monster numbers that we don't see coming, and then it'll just vanish after that. So I'm going to say 1.
All right. King, you want to chime in on that one?
Yeah, I'm most definitely going with 1. That's if any 1. And I'm fine with that. As long as I don't have to watch Mason Plumlee, I'm fine.
No love for the plums. All right. I put the line at 1.5. Next up, combined total of games played for Pickett and Smith. And just as a point of reference, Saban Lee, who was on a 2-way contract last year, played 48 games. So
I went for time. Wow, calls a regular gumbo windmill.
That should have been a question. That's a good one, Eli.
See, Eli, that's why you need to be here.
I think he's going to get logged in now.
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, yeah? Be careful what you wish for.
Hey.
All right.
Smoke on.
Nice.
Welcome, sir.
Okay, so since you signed in, Eli Bashi, what do you think about this current question? Combined total of games played for Pickett and Smith.
That's interesting. I think there will be a lot of games where we're getting blown out and these guys will have to go in. I was thinking about that for the Garza question earlier too. Smith is interesting because he's still hurt, right? So we don't even know when he'll be back. I'm going to go 12.
Okay, 12.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go 8.
They're supposed to be tough.
Yeah, I'll go 8. Combined, yeah.
All right, again, I think the number might be actually higher because, again, at the end of the year, if they both play in a game, that counts as 2.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go with 15.
15. All right. I set the line at 13.5.
Yeah.
So
over.
you're right. You're right around there.
Over.
I don't love the over, but I'm still gonna go over.
All right. Who kept saying over?
Me. It was me, Nick. Over.
Roger that. Over.
I was gonna say it sounds like I'm like on a CB radio or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy that. Anybody else want to say anything about that?
I got a Big 10-4.
Big swing. Copy that. Over now. Oh, right there. We got number 20. Times Johnny Kane interviews Frank Garza. On camera, obviously.
2 of the greatest people ever.
One. He's due for one, of course. That's free, right? That's free. But if you put it at like 2.5 or even 1.5, I'm gonna be mad because that's a good number. If it's half, I'm in business because it's 1 is happening for sure. 1. I hope.
I'm gonna go with 2, but I don't love that number. Just because I think if he comes into a game, plays 10 minutes, and ties his shoelaces correctly, I think there's just going to be enough people that want to hear Garza talk.
Right. No, this is Frank Garza. This is Frank Garza, not Luca.
Oh, Okay, I'm gonna say 1. I'm gonna say 1. I just saw Garza. I wasn't seeing the Frank part. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm completely with Nick. I'm gonna say 1.
For what it's worth, I did read it correctly. I knew who you were talking about, but I still hope it's only 1.
If Frank Garza steps into the court, that would be great.
I'm going 1.5. I love Frank.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2. If it's 1.5, I'm definitely taking the over just because of how Frank Garza has been during the summer, especially since Luka's been drafted. He puts himself in position to be a cheerleader and a champion for his son. So I can see him just kind of finding himself around wherever Johnny Kane is going to be and just having this convenient interview. Just, oh, yeah, he worked on this all summer. So I could definitely see it being at least 2. It's a good point. And it's good for ratings, right?
Yeah. I think he's going to get 1 by default just because of how active he's been in the Pistons community. And then, if Luka has a good game out of nowhere, I could see Johnny going into the crowd and interviewing Frank from the crowd. Oh, hey, I'm joined with Frank Garza, Luka's father. You know how Johnny always does that. Yeah, so I'm going to go with 2.
All right. Go ahead.
Like I said, 1.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably should have put it at 1.5, but I put it at 0.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big over.
That's free. That's over.
Yeah,
that's easy.
There should be a couple of easy ones though. And
he will run down Johnny Kane and tackle him if by the end of the season he will do his own. He will interview himself with Johnny Kane's microphone if he has to.
Yeah.
Be careful, man. You know he's watching.
Hi, Frank.
Johnny. Oh, and
Hey, Mr. Frank.
Yeah,
He's
and
the
so
starter,
yeah,
that's why he don't care.
so some of these may be easy, and I want to remind people that are, have only done this contest once or twice, or if you're new to the contest, there's always one gimme in the contest, one easy, 1 foot putt, and if you get that, you get your points. But if you blow the gimme, you get negative 25 points. That's the wrinkle. It's tough love in the contest. So I may have already said the gimme, or it may be coming.
Did that happen to anybody last year?
No, last year was the first year that everybody.
Wait, so this has happened before a lot of other years.
Huh?
So it's happened a lot of other years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always like 2 or 3 people, and I'm just like, how did you blow this? But
What was last year's?
Last year's, I think, was times that Tom Gores hit somebody in the head with a T-shirt.
I probably went way over on that one.
But it was COVID.
Still, I thought maybe he'd hit George Blaha with a T-shirt or something in the booth. You never know with Tom.
He's like, where'd that windmill come from?
All right.
A long gun from Tom Gores.
Okay, moving on. Pistons points per game rank. So this is, not whatever. Usually I do like the points total, but I was bored with that. So it's where they rank in the league for points. And let's see, I think last year they were 26th or 27th in the league in scoring.
Yeah, I'd say about that. Yeah, give or take.
No more?
No, I don't think this team's going to be good at all. I don't think they're going to score. I think they're going to try really hard. I don't think there's ever going to be a day where we question the effort of this team. Like, we're not having fun watching the Lions right now. I'm not questioning how much they care or how hard they're trying. It's just a talent thing. That's really all that it is. I think it's going to be the same thing with the Pistons, where the guys that they're up against are just better, and that's fine. But I think they're going to fight like hell, and that's kind of all that I care about. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, I think even if the Pistons have a good season, I don't think they're going to their point volume isn't going to be necessarily great, because they're young, but people equate that with speed, and they have relatively slow guards with Killian and Cade Cunningham. So look, I think they were slightly more efficient than their volume last season. I still don't think that they'll be very good offensively, because they got 3 20-year-olds in the starting lineup. That's not going to be good. At least not right away. So I'm going to say they're better than last year, but not by much. I'm going to say 25th.
All right. King, what are you thinking?
Yeah. 4th. And that's just because of the addition of Cade Cunningham and the way that this team is crafted this season. But Dwayne Casey has made it known on several occasions that he's focused on defense right now. And the offensive side of the ball is just not the focus. So, I'm being nice with 24. I'm going to just go with 24. And that's where I'm sticking.
All right, Eli?
People know I'm very outspoken about Dwayne Casey's offense, and I can't stand it, and I don't see anything changing. So I'm going to go – they're going to be 25.
Okay. Panel here?
That's where I'm at, too. I think I think we'll be down. We have to shootouts every single game with no big man down there. So we're just going to be scoring like crazy. I like the way that Cade shoots a 3. I think Killian, I think Kelly spreads the floor. I think we'll get up to like top 20, 25, 24.
Okay. All right, I put it at 23.5. That's the line. And next up, assist to turnover ratio for the team.
Sheesh.
They turned the ball over a fair bit last year, and they were okay.
Jesus.
Last year they were 1.62 assists for every turnover.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. They're going to turn the ball over like hell. That's going to be terrible. That's it. I mean, it's going to be bad. Like, Cade's assist to turnover, it's going to be about 400 to 1. He's going to be crazy. But everybody else, terrible. So no, but I think it's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah, most
Yeah, I'm going to
definitely.
reiterate what I
Definitely
just
bad.
said. Yeah, three 20-year-olds in the starting lineup, including both starting guards. I think there's a chance that they could be better because I think they will get way more assists this year than they did last year. They will also turn the ball over more. So I'm going to go better than what they were last year, even if only by a little bit, just because I have that much faith in Killian and Kate Cunningham. So I'm going to say 1.7.
Look at the screen. Do you see the line that I put up? 1.65. So
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's a good line. I'm going slightly over, but maybe that's wishful thinking.
Okay. Does anybody feel any differently?
No, I agree. I think early on it might look a little scary, but I think that they'll settle into being a little bit better than last year.
Okay, we're going to move on then. Sadiq, points per game.
What's the point of game last year?
He averaged 12.2 points per game last year and over 14 after the All-Star break.
I think 14 or 15 is a good number for him just because of what we talked about earlier, where it's very clear that he's not just a three-point shooter anymore, right? Like he's trying to take guys off the dribble. I think like it would be bananas to imagine him being like a pick and roll handler, but I don't know, maybe that's where it ends up being, just because it feels like he'd be really down on the food chain for that. But 14 to 15, just because I think we're going to feel a lot more comfortable with him shooting from places that aren't the 3-point line.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say 15. I think guys now know that he can shoot the ball. So I expect
guys to be running him off the 3-point line, and he's going to take advantage of that because he has really improved his game. So I think 15 is a great number.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'll go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
we defer to royalty.
Okay, so yeah, I'm maybe more upbeat on Sadiq than any other player on the roster. I think he's going to compete with Jeremy Grant for the team scoring average lead this season. I think maybe 15, 16. I could go as high as 17 points per game just because I think I don't think either of the guards are going to be, the focal, like, go-to guys, at least not early in the season, even Cade. I think it's going to be Jeremy and Sadiq because they have the best one-on-one scoring ability off the bat. And I think he's going to have an excellent season. I think he's going to hit a lot of threes, and they're going to give him a lot of ISOs where he's going to be great for himself. So I'm going to say 16 and a half points per game.
All right, King, you were nodding your head.
Yeah, I'm definitely going 16. Sadiq Bey is he's my most improved Piston this year. That's my prediction. He like I say, his work ethic is crazy. Just seeing what he did over the summer league and just going to see him live at practice and watching him in the preseason, the improvements he made on this game, I'm expecting him to be somewhere around 15 and a half, 16 points a game, just solely off of what I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
15.4.
Yeah, I'm looking at like 17 points per game. I can see him even getting up as high as 18, depending on how he kind of settles into being somebody that's going to have multiple defenses now multiple defensive packages focusing on him. It's not just what is this guy offensively. I don't think people are even going to give him a chance to get clean looks from three, but I still think he'll find a way to get three threes a game. I think he'll find a way to get 4 or 5 free throws a game. And beyond that, depending on how his, the mid-range is, I know he's been working on or displaying a little bit of the post game. However that works out, I don't see why he can't get 17, 18 points per game. You like?
I'm going to go 14. I'm pretty high on Sadiq, but I think teams are going to leave him open a lot less than they did last year. And I think he's going to be, a higher priority on the scouting report. Because last year, I mean, he was just taking like warm up jumpers. You know, teams were just leaving him wide open, giving all the attention to Jeremy. And I think now with, you know, more scorers in the starting lineup and teams seeing Sadiq as a scorer, they're going to pay him more respect. So I'm going to give him a 2-point jump.
Optimistic side where I set the line with some of you guys, and I put it at 15.85.
I'm a confident over.
Confident over. I like it. Next up, minutes played for Isaiah Livers. I don't have the medical report, but
Pistons, yes.
Yes, Pistons.
This is minutes total, not average minutes per game.
I'm sorry. Pistons minutes total, yeah, for the season.
Damn.
Pistons. And here is my point of reference. Sir Kim English of the Hardwoods played 407 minutes as a rookie. Kim English. Just a point of reference. Not saying anything.
God, and that team was terrible too.
I don't know, like 100. I don't think he's going to play that much this year because he's going to be hurt for the first part of it, and then they're not going to throw him back out onto the floor. You know, 100's low. It's a bad number, but I don't think he's going to play that much this year. I want him to, but he's not going to.
Yeah, I think 4 is way too high. I think 100 might be a little bit low because I think they're going to try to get him on the floor late in the season, get him some opportunities. I'm going to say 250.
Anyone feel higher than that?
I'm going 350. I'm in the 350 range for Livers. Like it's gonna be, to me, it's just gonna be hard to keep him somewhere around 100. So
King, you're a Michigan fan. You're biased. You're a Michigan fan. You're gonna say 1,000. You're gonna say he's a damn MVP. Come on now. Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, we got the room's getting bigger. Piston fan in Indy. Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome.
Love it. Yeah, forgot you said you might be able to make it, so that's awesome that you did. Did you hear the question?
I didn't. The Livers minutes.
Yep.
I'm going with King. I think he's going to get about. I think he's going to be more in the 350, 375.
Okay. All right. Anybody on the panel thought about this one way or the other?
Good.
Strong. Okay. So I put it, I guess. Ooh, got a little echo. Technical. Yeah, I guess I got swept up in the Kim English example, and I saw like Sekou played about 800 minutes last year, so anything's possible. So I put it at 399.5.
Under.
I know, Nick, you're going way under. All right. Next up, 40-point or more games for Jeremy Grant. He had one last year. He had 43 points in one game last year.
I believe that game was against the Bulls. That's when he did that. I'm
The
pretty sure
thing
that
with
was when that
Levine.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because that was a game that Stacey King was doing his bullshit about Sadiq Bey, talking about I don't know why he won like Eastern Conference Rookie of the Week or whatever the hell it was, and it was so stupid, and he was so mad that like Patrick Williams didn't win it, and he was like the Paw should have won. Everyone was like Stacey, that nickname sucks. Shut up.
He's in softball.
Thank you, dude. I try to tell everybody I don't enjoy listening to Stacey King. I think I don't know, 1.5 is a good number just because I think that there's more volume to go around this year. I think that we have some guys who they're just more talented. Like you're going to let Kelly shoot a little bit more than you did with Plumlee because Kelly has like the pick and pop in his bag, right? Like that in and of itself is kind of just so obviously you have Cade. The idea of Killian Hayes becoming a better jump shooter this year is obviously real. So if that comes to fruition, you know what I mean? You go down the list, there's so many guys. So I'm going to say like probably under. just because there's a lot to go around.
Okay, I'm actually going to say over, and I think that Jeremy will average significantly fewer points than he did last season. But I also think that there's more to worry about on the Pistons, and they have a little bit better passing out there, more good setup guys. So I think on the nights where he gets really hot, I think they're going to have a better ability to keep feeding him. So I would feel comfortable in saying he's going to hit 40 twice this season.
Yeah, I think hopefully he'll get a little more respect with the whistle too, because I can't count how many times he got knocked down last year and just kept going. No and one, no count that baby in a foul that time. So that's why I put it at 1.5. I thought that was a good scoring 40 in a game is still a big accomplishment, but I think they might be able to, possibly get over there, or maybe only get one.
He's got one in him.
Got a few overs. Overs.
I think he'll get two.
Confidence is high. Next up, games that Kelly Olynyk shows up with a bald chin. Nick, I think you're muted.
Sorry, yeah. I've been eating, so that's why I keep forgetting to unmute myself. This has to be the gimme. No, this has to be it. Did we find it? But I also don't know. I'm going to blow this. I'm going to lose a lot of points. But I'm going to say it's over. I'm going to say it's over. I don't know.
I mean, if you put one on that was something about Frank's mustache, like,
well, he already shaved it.
Yeah, and we didn't know that he already shaved. I would have told you
yeah.
that he's not shaving the mustache, but
terrible
you never
business
know.
decision. Terrible decision for the brand by Frank Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, as a mustached man, like, come on. Right?
Come on.
What are we doing? I don't know. But Kelly, man, nothing's gonna help that guy look better. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Well, because
sorry,
the problem
man.
is like even if he like shaved his head and had like a buzz, he would look super like Charlottesville, and like that's not going to be a great look for him. So,
you know, he looks better in that than.
Well, you can't see the chin.
Him.
That's the graphics come. There we go.
There it is.
That's the full look. Man.
All right, I've seen enough.
Am I the only one that always thought he was wearing a hairnet like a lunch lady?
Stop.
Like,
Stop.
Hey.
Stop.
Pistons fan in Indies.
Oh, there's Frank.
Captured the moment.
There's
there we go.
Frank.
That's the one I'm getting behind. Who rocked it better, him or Dinwiddie?
Oh, Frank, come on.
Yeah.
It's always Frank. There's a former Piston. We were talking about this earlier. There's a former Piston who could give us something for sure.
Yep. And nobody brought up D Rose too.
I did that intentionally.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So that bald chin.
I'm gonna say 0.
0.
Yeah, there's a reason. I think drastic facial appearance, head appearance, hair changes. I think that's something you do when you're slumping, just to try something different, change it up. I think Kelly Olynyk's going to be consistently good this season. I don't think he's going to feel any need to shave that chin.
And we're all going to be on fire.
We took him out of there.
All right. So I put the line at 0.5.
Yeah, under.
0.5. Under. Okay. Wins versus last year's conference finalists. So the Suns, the Bucks, the Hawks, and the Clippers.
Well, we're sweeping Milwaukee, so 4.
That's a given.
Yeah. We're sweeping the Bucks.
We always beat Phoenix at least once.
Yeah.
Usually beat the good teams.
On a real level, it's important to note we haven't beaten Milwaukee since 2017. So we've lost, I think, 17 in a row or 18 in a row against them, including the playoffs, some arbitrary number. So when that finally happens, Bucks fans are going to feel the wrath. It's going to feel really good.
So does that mean you're going to feel the wrath?
Yes.
Oh,
it's gonna be all right. I gotta go. I got shit I gotta do. I'm out of here. No, I'm gonna hear it from both sides. No matter that, those games are always the worst for me because I can't say anything because people get pissed at me either way. I hate when we play those motherfuckers so much.
And last year we did pull off this question. We got the over.
Okay.
Our wins were quality wins.
The
There weren't many.
Clippers just have our number. We can't ever seem to beat them. And now they have that Reggie Jackson who looks at us and just sees blood. So, yeah, I don't think we beat them. I don't know if we beat the Hawks because I think the Hawks are contenders to go to the finals this year as a dark horse. You know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say 2, but I think our biggest win of the season will be beating the Bucks at LCA one time. I think that's going to be one of our 2, but I'm going to take the under on this. But I think that's going to be the one game where you're going to say this team is growing up. I think they're going to beat the Bucks once this year.
I think we'll beat the Bucks once. I think we'll beat the Hawks once, and I think we'll beat one of the teams from the West once. So I'll go 3.
I've been a little bit too rational in this session. We're sweeping all of them. Those are our wins for the season. We're going to lose to everybody else, but we're sweeping those 4 teams.
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Okay. A little bit of a dry category, but some people like these things, so this is for them. Defensive rating ranking. How good is our defense going to be?
Terrible.
There's the line.
That's about where they were last season, right? They were middle of the pack.
They were a little further down, but yeah, they were in the middle. Ooh.
I mean, you have more Killian, who, as we talked about, is a great defender. You have Cade, who is good. I think he's fine defensively. Jeremy Grant's awesome. Isaiah's awesome. Sadiq's awesome. And then as you start to go down the list outside of that, I think everybody's fine. I don't think their biggest detriment this year is going to be their defense. So I don't know.
I think. Oh no! I just real quick. I think perimeter-wise, I think they'll have one of the better cores of defenders in the league with, I think, Cade, Killian, Jeremy Grant, Sadiq. You have all really solid perimeter defenders. I think what's going to bring their rating down is their lack of defensive rebounding. So I think this is a really good line. I'm actually going to pick the under, even though I think they will look a lot better than their rating. I'm going to go with 16 or 17.
Yeah, I was thinking a good team.
I'll make myself.
Good.
Yep.
I think just based on energy and effort this year, just having some sort of direction and identity is going to make them a little bit better, but not much because, as mentioned, they're just not as good as these other teams, right? So I think they'll be right around 15 in my opinion.
What were they at last year?
They were, I don't remember the exact number.
They were
but
16 or 17.
Yeah, right in that zone.
King, where you got him?
I'm going over. I'm taking over just because of the simple fact of, what we'll have available at guard this year. You know what? On second thought, I'm going to stick right where we are. I just thought about, I just thought about our forward/center position, man. I think we're going to get destroyed in the paint this year. So, yeah, I'm sticking right around where we got it.
Okay.
FYI, they were 16th a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably get him at 15 because, we all love Isaiah Stewart, but he's not ever going to be an elite rim protector just because of his athletic ability. And then Kelly Olynyk has like a negative vertical. His feet go through the floor when he tries to jump. So
4-foot wingspan.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the wingspan. Don't even get me started. T-Rex arms. So yeah, we're gonna get destroyed in the paint. Rebound. The teams are probably gonna get a lot of offensive rebounds against us. So I think I'll give them 15.
Yeah. I think they'll have a lot of possessions where they do everything right for 23 seconds and they just don't clean up the rebound.
Yep, that's exactly what I was about to say. The second chance points. I think that's going to be something that definitely brings that defensive rating a little lower than it could be, as well as depth. I believe their starters are going to be solid defensively. I think their bench is going to have some scrappy defensive players, but I think we'll see a definite drop off. A definite drop off. Their calling card is going to be more energy and not turning the ball over coming off the bench.
Yeah, points off turnovers is going to be a big thing too.
Yep. And so that defensive rating, I don't know. I think it might be a little bit worse than that. Even though I think they'll show better flashes amongst the starters.
Cool. Okay. Transitioning once again. Games where our lovable owner Tom Gores is seen looking lit in the courtside bar. It's got to be in the courtside bar. It's got to be in the new bar.
There's going to be one. I mean, he'll probably be courtside, but I mean, I could see him, taking a stroll to the bar once, maybe.
Yeah, hobnobbing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Start hugging people that don't want him to hug them.
I gotta be honest. This is the most comfortable over you've given me so far.
Yeah, this must be the gimme.
He may hit that in preseason.
I mean, the thing is,
it's gotta be regular season.
How many games is he gonna go to is the question, because he's not one of those owners that's at every game. Like, it's rare when we play like one of the LA teams or something. Like he's there when we play these big.
Yeah,
games,
but all he needs is one.
It's true. Yeah, I would take the over on that.
Yep. Yeah, we got the 0.5 is the line. So the bar is low, but the bar is there for him. Okay, next up, a positive one. Game-winning points scored with under 5 seconds to go. So it could be at the line, it could be just a bucket, something nice in the clutch.
Total?
And we had, I think the line was the same last year, and they hit the under. They did not. I don't think they did it at all season.
Yeah. It wasn't for lack of opportunity, though.
Right. They were in some good.
Yeah. They had a ton of close games last year that they lost in the final, minute. And I think this is where you're going to see Cade Cunningham really shine as a number one pick, is in those final 2 minutes of every game. I think that's when you're going to notice that we got the number one pick in the draft. I'm pretty confident, not hugely confident, but pretty confident that we're going to hit the over at least 2 or 3 of those where we're going to hit like these last second victories.
Hey, what's up, Pistons Talk? And I agree, Keith.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I was saying what's up, Pistons
comment.
Talk, and I was just letting Keith know that I agree. With what he was saying. But yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I think the Cade Cunningham effect, I think it's going to be live this year. A game where maybe he's hitting some free throws to put us up and win the game. A game where he's taking a game-winning shot. I can see that happening. Besides that, you got Jeremy Grant, who's also going to be in games, more games this year, more meaningful games this year. I can see them getting at least 2.
I would go with 3 for the reasons that Brandon you mentioned, as far as the Cade Cunningham effect. One thing that his older brother Cannon actually mentioned that he improved on from high school to college was his decision making in the clutch. So I think he's going to relish those opportunities and really going to see improvement of decision making with Cade in the clutch, and he's going to take advantage of those opportunities.
Can you be quiet? Next up,
I'm trying to get my.
So you notice I tried to get everybody involved. Yeah, we can hear you, King.
Okay. Yeah, I had to switch from my phone to my computer.
No worries.
Yeah, definitely going with the over. I think that's just an opportunity for Cade Cunningham to shine and, show one of the reasons why we drafted him. So I'm definitely going with the over.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming by, Jim. All right. Okay, Nick, did you want to chime in on this one?
Game-winning points scored with under zero.
Zero. Not happening.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. I'm happy we got one contrarian on this.
Oh, you guys like that one? I don't know. I don't believe in us. Zero.
Okay. All right. And on that note, we'll move on to the next one. Games where Hamadou leads the team in points.
Ooh.
Zero.
I'm gonna.
The line's there.
Did he just do it once last year with that 30-point game?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he was.
No, he did it twice.
Was it twice?
Yeah. You would. I think one where he had like 19, but it was still team lead.
Honestly, I'm at zero. I unless his shooting comes along in the way that in the way that Troy envisioned it would when he traded for him and then extended him, or re-signed him at least. I just don't get it. I think he's really athletic. I think he's really big. I think the idea of him has oftentimes been a lot better than the execution. So for that reason, I'm out.
Anybody
totally
feel different?
No, I'm totally with Nick here. I could see him doing it once just because of the wonky lineups he'll see at the end of the season. It's just, volume scoring really isn't Hami's game, even when he's playing well. I'm just not seeing more than one.
Where you at? Deuce?
Under. I'm going 1.
Yeah, I'm going 0.
Yeah,
I just think
definitely
unless there's like a major injury or something and he's suddenly like the starting 2, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, definitely. Under a lot of good points made. I agree with a lot of them.
All right. Next up, we got lottery odds. And the over is higher chances, which means a worse record. And last year we had 14% odds.
Which is the best.
Right.
So are we going to – the question is essentially, are we going to be one of the 3 worst teams, or are we going to be better than that? Is essentially what the question comes down to.
Yeah. I think number 4 is 7.5 chance. So it's 14, 7.5. I don't think we're going to be that bad again. I mean, this also just kind of goes back to one of the first questions, which was like win total. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people have faith that this team could be a play-in team. I've since kind of backed off on that, but I'm not mad at the people who do believe that, because in a perfect world, it could happen. I think that we're going to be good enough to not be terrible, but terrible enough to not be good.
Right.
That was poetry right there.
Great.
Yeah, if they have the same lottery odds as last year, something catastrophic, I think, will have happened. A major injury or someone just playing way below their ability. Something will leave a bad taste in our mouths if we're picking, top 3 odds, top 4 odds. So,
but I'm not going to say no to Amani Bates is the thing.
No, I wouldn't either. I would just the season will probably feel like a lost cause. Without
I think he because of his age, I think he actually is not going to be eligible until the draft after this draft.
Yeah.
For the sake of my joke, let's roll with it.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to be in the draft.
Yeah,
it's going to be a beautiful thing. So for the sake of
he's going to be going to Michigan State too, right, Nick?
No. All right. What the hell? What's going on here?
Wow, straight.
You guys want me here or not? What's the deal? Jesus.
We love you, Nick. Go Blue. Let's see. So I put it at 7.5, which means I think it's 4th or better.
Yeah.
Or worse or whatever. And next up, we're in the home stretch here. Number of times of games that Beef Stew rips an opponent's clothes.
Kinky.
Ooh, this is tough. This is a good one. Because what we learned about Nike and how they manufacture the uniforms, if people remember, the first year that they came out, do you guys remember when Ben Simmons had his shit ripped clean off?
Yeah.
And since then, the production has since gotten better, but the quality, sometimes the fabric is such that it tears easily. I feel like we've seen players, I can't think of it. Blake did it. Remember when
I remember Blake and Andre routinely.
They just were just like, you know what I mean?
Right.
With the physicality with which Isaiah plays, I don't know. I feel like 5 is too many, but like 3 feels like a lot too. I don't know, 2 or 3.
It only happened once last year with Dwight. He ripped his shorts off. So he does. There is prior history.
So he could do it by accident, like without even really trying.
Yeah,
it's an opponent's jersey though. It's not his.
And he plays so hard, like he could just be grabbing someone's shirt and not even knowing that he's doing it, and just rip it right off their body. I'll go 2 for that one.
Had some.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, compression shorts.
Yes. Oh man. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything about that?
It's possible, but definitely.
Okay.
I'm gonna say probably once or twice. I think he's gonna rip Blake Griffin's, and he's gonna rip Giannis. He's gonna rip Giannis shorts too, and his brother.
All the Antetokounmpos. Well, I put the line at 0.5. So all he has to, it only takes 1. Yeah, get that over. All right, number 35, Killian's 3-point percentage. He shot .278 last year. Oh, Nick, you're muted again.
I did it again. I was eating and forgot to unmute. If we can get him up to about 33, I'll be happy. Based on the small sample sizes that we've seen from Summer League and preseason so far, that's still tough for him to do. So I would say probably like 31 or something like that. So still over, but yeah.
Well, we don't have a line yet.
No, I know. Whatever.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I just mean over what it was last year. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Eli, you've been quiet.
If he shoots anywhere in the 30s, I'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
I'd say if he can get it up to 30, like that's a big jump from where he was last year to me. And I think he's going to be shooting more of them. So with more volume, shooting 30%, I think I would be happy with that. Now, our fan base, on the other hand, they expect him to shoot 45% from 3 after, shooting 27% last year. But yeah, I think a 3% jump would be great.
Yeah, I would say 32.
Yeah, definitely 30.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, King.
No, I was just gonna say 31. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay. Yeah, I got 32. I'm right there with you. I think with Kill, it's just a confidence thing. I mean, his form is fine. I think because there isn't really a de facto point guard, he may be off ball more, so he'll get some open shots. So it's a matter of just knocking him down. So I think 32 is pretty good for him.
Yeah, the one thing I think he has going for him is he's going to have a lot of his looks are going to be good percentage looks. Like he's going to initiate the offense, and it's going to swing back to him in a catch and shoot situation where he'll be wide open because the teams are going to force him to prove that he can make it. So I think he might not even improve a whole lot as a shooter, but his attempts, the quality of attempts, I think will go up.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to say. His catch and shoot percentages were good. King, I know EAZY, we actually ran through those numbers before. And I think his opportunities in catch and shoot are going to go up. Dwayne Casey said he doesn't even think he doesn't look at point guards or two guards. He said that they're all interchangeable, including his point forward. So there'll be times when it's Jeremy Grant with the ball in his hand, dishing to the wing, and it's Cade or Killian. So he'll get more opportunities. He'll get more opportunities to have his feet set rather than the step back, which looks pretty until it doesn't go in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping he hits it because, the highlights you see, of overseas, he's hitting it, but obviously it's a different game, different pace, and the numbers still weren't great. But I think he'll get to about 32% overall, 33% on the season if he is getting more opportunities to take those set shots as the off-ball guard.
You better. People's heads are going to explode.
All right. So I put the line at. I went all deep in the decimals here. 0.3005. So yeah, that kind of just a speck over that 30%, and hopefully you'll get there. Then so. So final regular question: total rookie of the year points for Cade. And I believe the winner last year had like 500 points. LaMelo.
Well, the one take that I have that I've been really afraid to talk about, I do not think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. That is not an indictment on how good or not good I think Cade is. It's that I think that Jalen Green's game is a lot more marketable to the average fan. And I think Cade is a basketball player, Jalen's a hooper. And casual fans gravitate towards hoopers more, right? So I think that when you look at stat sheets and you see that Jalen Green has, 25 on like 48% or whatever it is, and Cade's able to impact the game in other ways that won't always show up in the stat sheet and make his teammates definitively better, I think that the narrative will easily shift in Jalen's direction, and that's why it won't surprise me when and if he wins Rookie of the Year. But obviously, of course, I want Cade to do it. Is this making sense? Like, I just think it makes more sense for Jalen to win it. So, in terms of like how many points he's gonna get, I don't know, like 250. I'll say half of whatever Jalen gets.
Yeah, I think Jalen's in a pretty good situation too, as we saw in summer league. Like the rookies around him, like that Sengun, or however you say his last name.
Shengun, yeah.
He's a dog. Like,
yeah.
He was tearing it up in summer league. I think they're just gonna be an exciting team to watch in general, the Rockets, and they're just gonna get a love for it.
No.
King
totally disagree. I've been watching them so closely, and like I said, I'm gonna go 300 for Cade. But I've been watching so closely, man, and Jalen Green in no way, shape, or form in the actual league is going to score at that high of a rate that people think he is in his rookie season. I just watched his last game where they absolutely would not let him do anything. So he's going up against the top tier of elite defenders, and at his size and what the Rockets do as an offense, I just don't think he's going to be the guy. I just don't, man. He got embarrassed against Toronto to me. So, even though it's the preseason, it was showing the flaws that I was, pretty much trying to explain when we drafted him. This is the NBA. It's not a bunch of janitors. It's the NBA. So you're going up against the likes of guys like Tatum and Booker and, some of these long defenders. It's just not going to happen that easy. So I don't believe in Jalen Green, me personally.
I really like Jalen Green's potential, but I think he's got a whole lot of growing up to do, from skill-wise, talent-wise, maturity, just the whole deal. I think everyone's expecting him to come out and score 20 a game right away. I just don't think that's going to happen because his efficiency is not going to be very good at all. I think Cade he'll be a better player right away from an efficiency standpoint, but I don't think he's going to dominate the ball. And I think you could have some dark horses come in, like Evan Mobley, who's going to get his minutes in Cleveland. This could go because I think there's more competition for Rookie of the Year this year. So I'm gonna be conservative with it. Go 200. I think Cade will definitely be one of the finalists, but I don't know if he'll win it.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 300 probably. That's what Anthony Edwards had this year, and he got second. So I think 300's a safe bet.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys again. Jalen's game is more sexy. The average fan, I think Cade thinks the game better. I think his IQ is higher. I think when you look at things intangibles wise, talking on defense, covering guys, things that really don't show up on the stat sheet as mentioned. Those things are not what the average fan care about, right? Because of that, I don't think it's going to really translate as far as winning Rookie of the Year. But I do think he is going to impact winning a lot more.
But that's the thing for me, though. If Cade actually impacts winning a lot more, and it actually shows up that the Pistons look like a better team, even though when I look at them sometimes, I question, you take Cade away, I don't know if they're if they're absolutely better than last year. If you just take Cade out the picture, there are some nicer pieces, but Plumlee offers some things that Kelly Olynyk doesn't, vice versa. So, I don't know, man. When I look at this thing, when I look at Jalen Green, I see the potential for him to be this dominant scorer, this sexy player that people like, but I got to see what happens on the defensive end with him first, because he gets absolutely punished. Maybe it's just a few clips that I've seen here and there, but I've seen extensive play, and he just doesn't look like he's going to really be able to do much on defense, and teams look like they're targeting him. Like I saw even in Summer League, the Pistons sent him to the paint. They were like, if whoever was guarding him was just cutting right into the lane, it seemed like it was the actual game plan. If they're doing that, either the Rockets are going to destroy his confidence by leaving him out there, or they're going to have to start pulling the reins back in. And I think that the voters, if they see Cade contributing to winning and his stats are decent, and they see Jalen Green not fitting the bill as it relates to some of the things that you're like, all right, we see he can score, but we can't reward all the other drawbacks that his game might present. I can see Cade actually sneaking up there and pulling 250 Rookie of the Year votes. I can see it being close, but I don't know, something about Jalen Green's total game that tells me when we see it on full display in the NBA that he's going to be some exposures there. I mean, is he a better offensive player than KPJ? And he can't keep it together. He's a good offensive player, but I think that Jalen Green is going to ultimately kind of kill his own chances at beating Cade, because I believe he's going to just be consistent throughout the season.
Thing with relation to Green is, who's the leader, who's the mentor on the Rockets?
John Wall.
Yeah, thank you. Oh God. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, so I mean that
he could buy him.
That matters. Huh?
John Wall could buy him a mentor.
Yeah.
With that bag, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I put the number at 340.5 points. So that's, they do certain points for first place votes, second place, and whatever. So that's like Eli said, it's kind of in that Edwards range, a little bit above that. So I mean, I kind of comes down to, do you think he's going to win Rookie of the Year or at least finish a close second? So those are the big 36. But there's a bonus question, and the bonus question is worth 20 points. And this, I mean, I don't know. People want to hear about it. It's a topic, like, as much as how good the team is when are they going to wear the teal? So the question is, wins wearing the teal. We don't know if it's going to happen yet, but they did. I feel like they teased something during Summer League with all the coaches wearing teal polos for a few of the games, and the other games they were wearing the maroon. Or the burgundy. So I feel like it's going to happen, but we don't know it's going to happen. We may find out by the time. Oh, there's a little plug for EAZY right there. He's working on it. He's behind it. So is it going to happen? So you're betting. I figure by opening night we may know if it's going to happen or not. But also,
if they wear them opening night, I will pass out in that arena.
Yeah.
From happiness or shock?
Both.
Okay.
I'm going 0 for this one. It's too good to be true. Keith, don't even say what you're about to say. I know you don't like them.
So yeah, I mean, are they going to do it? How many times would they do it? Are they going to win when they do it? So how many wins if and when they're wearing teal?
I know Big Sean has said that he hasn't had any input on the jerseys yet, and he's going to have input for like 2023, I think is what he said. So I don't think they're bringing them back because I know Big Sean said he wants to bring them back. So I don't think it's happening this year. I'm going 0.
I think if they were, we would know already.
And I think they would have revealed a court to go with them too, because we have 2 courts that they revealed.
Yeah,
and
they would definitely do the court.
Yeah, they would have had a teal court if we were getting it back.
I didn't see
that ugly, horrible, god-awful teal court. The court was worse than the jersey. I will give it that. The court may have made the jersey look even worse, just because the whole. I can't. You would have had to have been there. I can't describe it.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's we don't want Jordan on our screen. Now, you got me worked up about the teal, and then there's MJ, who went 1-3 against the Pistons in the postseason, by the way.
What about you, Deuce? What about the teal? I think you're down there.
Yeah, my battery's running low.
Deuce, where you at?
It's plugged in.
Wishful thinking says 1. But who knows if it's actually going to happen. I'm with these guys. I don't even know if it's going to happen this year. If it does, I say 1. I'm gonna go with 1. I'm sticking by it.
Brother, if they whip out those teals and don't go goddamn undefeated in them, it's going to be higher than 1.
Wishful thinking, man. Wishful thinking. We'll see. You could be right. I would hope they go undefeated with those jerseys because you can't disrespect those.
Yeah, they'll wear them one night.
Yeah. The conspiracy continues.
Did the Grand Rapids Drive win when they wore?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think they did. They had Bruce playing for
they
them.
They looked good in it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they had Bruce Brown playing in them.
Yeah, we made him wear the teal, and now they're with the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of resigned to the fact that it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if they got rid of the gray ones in the meantime.
Yeah. I think we can all
kind of counterbalance it.
It makes me think of Blake Griffin. Get him out of here.
Those were nice, like for half the year, the first year we had them, and then they started wearing them. I feel like 75% of their games, and I'm just like, where are like the blues? Why are we not wearing white? You know, like why am I seeing this gray every
Pushing
game?
the gray.
And then we're losing in them too.
Yes.
Which I feel like that's another thing with the teal for you guys that witnessed the teal era. Like the losing in them probably.
Well, we won 50 games in the teal.
Like
well,
if I know, but like if the bad boys played in teal, everyone would love teal. I feel like that's just what I'm saying.
If they don't bring back the teal, they got to bring back the horse.
I like the horse.
Horse on the shorts. I can go with horse on the shorts.
I like the horse more. Keith thinks it's a flaming chess piece, but
if they wanted to put a horse on there, they should put on horse, not a chess piece.
It's a moody flaming chess
They're coming
piece.
back.
Yeah, I don't like the tail.
I mean, you got to think about it though. You got to think about it. Is you see it too much? Like, what's the point of having the teal cage shirts and the teal this and the teal that. What's the point if you're not going to bring it back? It's coming back. I believe it's coming back.
There's so much.
And it's 2021. Even with the court, even if the court was horrible back then, it's 2021. You know, things are updated. It's not going to look, you know, as bad as it did back then, but it's coming back.
Well, the color jerseys are the away jerseys, correct? Like, couldn't they wear them on the road?
The
They
teal
were away at home.
Yeah, well, back in the day, they wore the teal on the road. They had the white.
They do whatever they
white
want now.
teal.
Whites, yeah.
Yeah, the court doesn't play into it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I came up with that.
That may actually be the first time they wear the teals at home. If they do.
Yeah. Oh, if they or when they bring them back, the teal will be at home.
What about the burgundy? When did they wear that? Either home
No,
or
those were the alternates.
Those were road.
2000
Those were
and
still
2001.
roads, though. They're still road jerseys. Like up until not that long ago, it was always home whites for every team.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, hey.
Real quick, Sekou to the Lakers. Anyone wants to say something on that?
Well, it's whatever.
He's going to win a ring this year.
I wish him well.
Fourth time's a charm.
He's going to be playing. I don't know where they play their G League. I forget where they play. It's in the LA area. He's going to be there. He's going to finally. Well, he still hasn't. He did finally play a summer league game this year, but I don't know. I wish him well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people don't, but
if you root for Sekou Boyle, you're not a Pistons fan. No, I'm joking.
He's going to be hanging out with Matt Stafford and.
I'll have to show him around out here.
Yeah,
Nick. Show Sekou around.
Nick and him are going to be roommates.
Yeah, we'll get Luke. We'll get the band back together.
Yeah, Luke Kennard there too.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie.
Yeah. I don't know Reggie like that, but sure, he can come along.
Well,
You guys can go to Applebee's.
Yeah. We can go to.
Yeah, you can be his bodyguard at Applebee's.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
All right. Well, so that's the those are the categories. You all have to, even though everybody put their input here, you got to enter the contest at the forum. The link will be on my Twitter.
Bullshit.
No, it's the real shit. Got to do that at JD's sports tweets.
In the description.
What? Oh, it's it's in the stream in the description. Get in there. I posted it, so it is up now. You can make your picks now. You can wait up until next Wednesday. And thank you, everybody. Oh, what do they win? What do they win? So, yes. So last year, I gave away 2 free tickets, which Pistons Thoughts won to a Pistons game this year. It looks like he's going to go when he's in town around Thanksgiving. I think the Heat game. And I'm going to try to get him not the top row seats, but like at least one row down. And my goal for the winner this year is another row closer. Maybe I'll just keep going. Another row closer, another row closer. Man, by the time I'm 80, you're still going to be in the nosebleeds. But, and what else are we giving away?
Hey, $50 gift card to the 24 Cheesecake. So, if you like desserts, it's cheesecake, ice cream. Hey, cheesecake waffle taco.
Yeah.
Oh, waffle tacos.
So you can make a night of it. You either come in for the pregame, get your cheesecake, get out there to LCA, and hopefully watch the Pistons win. Well, yeah, they'll have another lottery pick most likely next year. Imani Bates is what I hear Nicholas clamoring for, or Chet Holmgren or some other guy that's going to step up this year. So thank you. Get in the contest. Thanks everybody for jumping on this and dealing with our technical errors. And, you know, I said it might be an hour and a half and we're at like 2+. And
felt like 10
I really
minutes.
appreciate it. Yeah. Appreciate it. And thank you again to 24th Cheese Cakerie, 24th Cheese Cakerie. We're in the Madison Heights location. So stop on by and try some of the good cheesecake. Or if you're in Ipsy, where are the other locations?
Oh yeah, downtown Ypsilanti as well as Briarwood Mall in Ann Arbor. So if you guys stop in, say Detroit Kool-Aid or Pistons Twitter, they'll definitely take care of you guys. Definitely will. We like to make sure our community is taken care of. So that's what this is about for me at least personally.
And is there any teal cheesecake? Is there any teal chip?
You know what? We'll make one.
Yeah.
Custom. We're coming back with the whole Kool-Aid cheesecakes again. Those are a hit out in Ipsy, but yeah, we're coming out with a line of the sports cheesecakes, and again, actually proceeds are going to go towards people who are running podcasts or doing anything related to Pistons. There'll be signups on the website actually, so if they're looking for sponsorships, advertisers for your podcast, and we're looking to support.
Awesome. Thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. And whoever's watching the streaming, I hope you have fun. Make those picks and go Pistons.
Go Pistons. And thank you to Mr. Speakeasy here. I know it was last minute. I think he's a great host.
Yeah.
He's great at what he does. I asked him to be involved, and he was like, "Oh, thank you for calling, man. Anything." So I love this community. Definitely Heath and Nicholas and Eli and King for jumping on, as well as the homie downtown Deuce and JD. Thank you for organizing all this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harry. You got it. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Hopefully next year we'll have it all just a lot smoother.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right.
Nice.